Hi there. We're in Barcelona 2024, the second time Atlassian team in Europe now. I have Sven with me. Hi, Sven.
The second time Atlassian team this year, the third time in Europe.
I love it. I love that Atlassian is doing that. The notification period, especially for customers, has been very short. We probably knew 8 weeks earlier that there might be something coming, so people started to... However, quite a few people are coming here. How many are they?
We are more than 2,000 people here.
Yeah, okay, awesome. We want to talk about Rovo Enterprise Search, the new AI stuff that Atlassian came up with.
Yeah, exciting, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, AI is just like the new kid in town. I mean, everyone is talking about AI. I think we're still like in that period where we just like need to figure out how can we benefit from it in the workplace, right? It's great that it can just like summarize some text for us. It is great that it can turn my bullet points into well-written text. I cannot do that. The AI is much better than that. Mm-hmm. But what are other use cases that people have? I think this is really what we now need to figure out in the next 2-3 years. Just like to figure out how AI can help us in the workplace.
Yeah. So 4 months ago, we met in Las Vegas, and a coworker after the first keynote said, "Oh, Atlassian is leaving La La Land for AI." So tangible results, things that really show that Atlassian has to add something to. So we all have ChatGPT as an app on our phone. You can now install Gemini from Google, which isn't bad either. Mm-hmm. So the AI companions are all around. I'm pretty sure that the costs will go down at least a little on that. So it's kind of like omnipresent. And then the question that I had was, so how's Atlassian going to leverage that? And there's two things that were very impressive for me. First is Atlassian obviously had a contract with OpenAI before they even launched ChatGPT, mm-hmm. that they could leverage their technology on their own servers, which is super important because I'm from Germany, you're also from Germany, and German companies love to have data governance, and Atlassian can offer that. So that's maybe only infrastructure behind the scenes, but especially for the big customers, that's super important and super smart also from Atlassian to have that in place early. And what I also love is that Michael Brooks said that in the keynote, AI is only as good as the data that it uses to work with, and the silly data is in Atlassian software already.
It is, and that's the point, right? You have your issues, you have your knowledge issues in Jira, you have your knowledge in Confluence.
There are people building intranets, they can enhance profiles and other things.
The data is there, right? Mm-hmm. The data is there, and then out of the data, it's something that what we call the teamwork graph. We're building this graph internally. So you can just like see, okay, this team works on this project, right? So this is relevant for them. And just like this project contributes to these goals, right? So internally we're building this graph, and the data is so complex that no human actually can figure it out. And the AI is very good at that, right? Yeah. They can just like make sense out of all of the data, and the data is buried in Atlassian tools, and it's just like, how do we get that out there? And AI is a good help out with just like finding the right information and bringing that to my surface.
There's two examples for people watching that I would have to highlight how important it is to leverage Atlassian data that you have in your Atlassian systems for AI. So. When I started to use ChatGPT, and I'm using that a lot, it would always spell Seibert Media wrong. So Seibert was either, so it's an EI, or it was cyber, like CY. Yeah. So it wouldn't be able to spell that. So I could add custom prompts that would underlie my prompts that I would actually give, and then it would never misspell Seibert Media or Seibert Group again. And this is basically what Atlassian does. So it gives AI an infrastructure that will make sure that it has the context that is needed, and that it knows better in which situation I am. Yeah. So am I selling washing machines, or am I selling SaaS software? And that's a difference. And if
Totally.
I'm talking about sales, then the target group is relevant. Am I talking to end consumers or companies and so on? And this can be known. And I'm super stoked to be able to also see that with you, how this manifests in your software. Can you show us?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. So you just like see. There's normally with AI, there's just like everything is doing behind the scenes, so it's just like hard to show it. But we have here Rovo Search. So Rovo are three things. So it's search, enterprise search. It is chat, and it's agents. And agents can take actions. So just like let's start with search. So we know actually also that enterprise organizations, they're not just using Atlassian tools.
Not yet.
Not yet.
We're both working on system of work, is what you say, right?
Yeah,
so,
system of work, right.
Back to back, you only use Atlassian software, but today you're still allowed to use some Microsoft or Google stuff.
Yeah. So just like the reality is the system of work for big organizations is made of Atlassian. It's made of GitHub. It's made of Microsoft, right? So we can actually with Rovo search all those data sources and build this teamwork graph, not just with Atlassian data, but with all kinds of other data, which makes it much more richer and much more precise. Let me just like show you an example here. So I have just like connected to SharePoint, and I can just like ask questions, and I did this before. What was the latest press release, or what was included in the latest press release? This is just like demo data here, so I can just like ask Rovo this question, and as we see here, right, it just like came up with a summary from all those data that it finds. But what you can see here, this is super interesting, and this is super new for us at Atlassian. We have the SharePoint connector, and you see I have a Google Doc here. A Word doc that is just like connected, and I can just like it got the data out of the Word doc, and I can search my whole enterprise organization
through
with
enterprise
Rovo
search.
Yeah,
like we have this ghost of enterprise search wandering around with our customers for, I would say, 15 years.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to search all the data silos that they have, and now we see that actually implemented.
And it's not search; it's AI-powered search. That's also different, right?
Yeah.
Because the AI can just like make sense out of data and make better connections. So this is just like one thing. As I talked about just like agents. Do you want to see an agent?
Sure.
Should we just like try out an agent? All right, good. Let's see that. So we had this Jira theme analyzer agent. We have built that. And with the Jira theme analyzer agent, I can actually look into my backlog and just like summarize what I got in my backlog.
Cool.
So I think, can you help me just like make themes out of the 20 latest issues? So now the Jira theme analyzer goes into the backlog and just like try to make sense out of the backlog, right? And great, just like wait till the AI is ready. This one, this is so typical AI.
It's okay. The last
I was expecting.
The last time we got a table. Now he's. But it tells us there's feature development things. There's bug reports.
Yeah. It was nice in a table. I can just like maybe I can ask the AI just like make a table out of it.
Yeah, try that.
Make a table out of the results. That's a great thing with chat. It's just like
Maybe I think it's still working. You have to stop it first, right?
Oh God! Oh, it's still working. Yeah.
But I think we get the point here. Then in the German video, you were asking for positive and negative things, and we were also waiting quite a while for it to come up. Yeah. But it came up with, okay, those are the positive issues and those are the negative things. I do like the idea that if I have to present something to a customer, to my boss, to a committee internally, and I have no idea what is in all this backlog, I can ask a simple question and not use the 3 hours to go through all of these things and then count them and then do all this. And it may hallucinate. Maybe it will not come up with a table as I want, but still, it read the
All
image,
right.
the issues much faster than I could. Yeah.
It can read, yeah. It's really helping you because it can read the whole backlog and just like say, okay, we have a problem here with performance. Especially if you use that maybe from customer feedback and you have thousands of customer feedback items, just like summarizing that and said, what should we work on first? What are the most pressing customer problems? That's actually where the AI can help us.
So RovoBot. Okay.
Yeah, where's a Rovo, the Jira theme analyzer can help us. Well, let's let the AI just like do a kind of just like figure it out, and I can show you now how we're gonna build a RovoBot and how easy it is to build your own Rovo agent.
Yeah, please do so.
All right, so here we have this chat, and then I can just like say here create an agent. So I'm just like. And I'm using the same interface actually that I use with the theme analyzer. So I can just like here say, hey, create a brand guidelines agents. Brand guidelines agent.
And the interesting thing is that's no code.
Oh,
you just describe what you want, and then you can iterate until the bot does what you want it to do.
So we say please because we want to be just like very polite to the.
Do you type please to?
Yeah.
So?
You never know, right? What happens with the bots? I'm the nice
In the
guy
last
then.
15 years, you haven't been very polite to my service.
Right?
So
you see, yeah. So I'm just like saying for you. Okay, brand guide pro. Well, I don't like the name, so I just like that. Can you please name it?
He's only doing it
Brandy.
for the video, I'm very sure.
So and now you see the bot is called the agent is called Brandy, and I'm just like super happy. So there is actually if I look at how we just like put the agent just like in action. You can see here, these are the instructions. And I can just like add more instructions to that. I say that you're friendly, right? Or you're informal.
That's exactly
or
where
just, like,
I have
formal.
put in that Seibert must be SEI and so on.
For example, right? But you can just like, it's a little bit like training your new intern that you have, right? You just like tell the intern just like how the intern should behave. It's the same with the agent, just like this is how you behave. And then of course, I want to also give it here. Just like
this is the actually interesting part in my opinion.
Yeah, so I can just like say, okay, the knowledge that you get, I can just like give you here. So just like select under or all content, but I just like want to give it a selected space, and then I may have the brand guideline space somewhere, so I can just like have that as a space. So it just like uses this data as a knowledge, right? So that's the knowledge of the bot, and it takes the knowledge from there, from the space or from a page.
In the German video, I had this example, and I think it's good to repeat that. The salesperson who is manning the booth and should be representing Rovo, for example. Let's assume I was that salesperson, and I don't know anything about Rovo. So you give me the handbook at Confluence, and I read that, and then people come, and I can answer everything that is in the handbook, which could be good, it could be bad, because maybe they'll ask something else, and that's the AI thing where I may hallucinate something because I'm a salesperson. I always want to give a good answer. But the cool thing on that is if you invest in your content, if you have good content, you'll generate stellar AI support. That's really cool.
Yeah, and that's a good example because we see actually these are AI teammates, right?
Can I take websites in as well, or is it only
at least stuff? Now I can just like here say SharePoint, Google Drive. So every connector that I have here is in there. So I just like connect it to SharePoint and Google Drive and Atlassian. So everything that I have enterprise knowledge. I can just like take that as an input.
Pretty powerful.
So we see it actually as a helper, right? So AI and humans just like working hand in hand. If I need some expert in the team, right? I can just like build my own expert, or the expert can just like write the knowledge base, and I can just like use the AI agent, treat the AI agent as an expert, the Rovo agent as an expert, so I can just like ask questions around if I have a database expert in the team, and then I can just like use the AI agent, the Rovo agent, as a database expert before I reach out to the actual expert. But the first 3-4 questions or maybe it's an easy answer for the AI agent, but we see the humans and the AI agent working hand in hand, the Rovo agents.
Yeah, I often have the question like, where's the logo? Which font should I use? And Brandy will probably be able to.
Brandy will be just like.
Yeah, that's going to be an easy question for him.
Yeah.
Or her. What is it? Is it it?
For the agent.
The agent. Whatever. Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. We've created an agent. We've chatted with an agent. We have searched through all sorts of stuff. That's a lot of new things that Atlassian brought out.
Yeah.
Cool. The only thing that I don't like is it's incredibly expensive, but that's maybe part of the game. As with other AI things, customers can still hope that it may become cheaper with further development of AI technology in the future.
Yeah, I can't say anything about that, but
yeah, sure.
Just like try to hire a new assistant. How much money is that, right? But here you get the assistant.
And like all the AI tools that at least I am buying are way more expensive than what Atlassian is asking for. So yeah, that's going to be a point for something else. But the content, like the news that you have and the way how AI is used within Atlassian is pretty impressive. So thank you so much for sharing this with us.
Thank you for having me.
Sven.
All right.
Enjoy the show.
Pleasure.